Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, my social butterflies. This is LaShonda Hoffman, your promotion coach, and I'm here again tonight to talk to you about my book, Building Online Relationships. We are going to get back into the lessons that we've been learning. We're on lesson 7 today. We started off with a 1 all the way through, and we're going to go all the way through till we finish this book and help you get yourself out there in front of a new reader, become the social butterfly that you are meant to be. Okay, so if you got this book, you ordered it, you downloaded it, or you got an autographed copy of it, and you have not opened it up, this workshop is for you, because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed anymore. I want you to get in here and start working on this book so you can start working on your plan to create and get yourself out there in front of the readers. All right, so we're going to just jump right on in so won't be keeping up all your time. So tonight is lesson number 7. Email address and email signature. All right, now would you believe that there are some people out there who do not have an email address at all? I've met a couple of them, a couple of writers and a couple of business owners who do not have an email address. You know why? Because they're using social media as their home base. And so they feel they don't need an email address. They can, if you want to talk to them, send them a DM, and that's great if the person is on Facebook, or if the person is on LinkedIn, or if the person is on Twitter. But what happens if that person isn't on social media? How do they get in touch with you? How do they ask you to be at their conference? Or how do they ask you to come and present a workshop for their group if they're not on the same social media platforms that you're on? So you want to take in consideration that an email address is one of the must-have tools that you should have in your toolbox when it comes to promoting. You have to have your own email address. If you have your own website, then they give you some email addresses that you can use. Or you can use Gmail. I use gmail.com. I love it. It's user-friendly and it's mine. You can create you a whole bunch of email addresses. What I tell my clients is to have 3 email addresses. I know that seems like a lot, but let me tell you first. The first one is for your readers. So you have that address that you put into your books, you put on your website. So when somebody wants to get in touch with you that is a reader, they will have this email address. That's the address that you can go into when you have nothing else to do that day and you need a little pick-me-up. You go into that email account and you can read all the wonderful posts from your readers. The second email that I suggest that you have is a business email. Why do I suggest this? Because I do a lot of interviewing, and the first thing that people say is, I missed your email. It's under all those other emails that I have. Girl, I got about 1,000 emails in my email account. Okay? I'm going to be honest and say I missed some emails myself because I've got about 1,000 of mine too in my business account. And so sometimes you do miss them. But if you have a business account that is just for getting media information, getting people to contact you for different interviews or different types of business that you want to handle, then that's the emails that go into that account, and you have that. Then you have your what I call the junk email, where just maybe you get newsletters, maybe you get sales from stores and things like that. I have a junk email. It's probably got about 1,000 emails in it too. But I know that that's my junk email. I can play with that when I have time. Thank you. So when you have a business email, you're going in there to see what's going on. You're not missing anything. Somebody invites you to a podcast. You don't get back to them 3 weeks later. That's too late. You want to be able to have a 1 or 2 day turnaround on stuff when people send you messages. And I'm guilty of that because I have a lot of other things that I'm doing. I probably got about 5 or 6 email accounts because I work with Sormag. I have LaShonda emails, and so I've got a lot of stuff that's coming in and out. But I try to do a turnaround at least two days. If you haven't heard from me in a week's time, then I didn't get your email. And I tell people that all the time because I'm usually really fast. I like to return the emails, back. And so hopefully you're doing the same thing. Now, if you're on book deadline, you're not going to do that. It's just going to be, you might get lost. And that happens. I've had where I've sent interview a request to people and they're on book deadline and they come back and go, oh, I'm sorry, I missed you. Can we, reschedule? And usually I reschedule because I understand book deadline. But you have to also remember that you can't use that excuse all the time when you're missing things. People, eventually people are going to stop contacting you and trying to get in touch with you. And you don't want that. You want to stay in people's good side, and get your stuff out there. And you want to make sure that you have an email that you put on your business card, you put on your website, you have it on your Facebook account. Because even if you got a Facebook account, still put it on there that they have a section where you can put your email address on there. I'm telling you, some people don't look at their DMs, the direct messages. So if you're not looking at your DMs, you're not looking at your emails, people are sliding past you and you're missing it. You're missing opportunities. I'm telling you, I can tell you how many times I have looked up authors, new authors, and they have no way to contact them at all. They have no website, they have no email address, and then they're not answering the replies on the Facebook. So I'm like, okay, on to the next person. And think about it. If I'm doing that, other people are doing it too. So you don't want that happening with you. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is your email signature. This is your playground that you can use to do some free promotion. Do you know how many people sign their emails? Raise your hand. You probably don't. I'm telling you, nobody signs their emails anymore except LaShonda. I got a little signature on there. But I've been doing that for years. When it comes to your books, you need to have an email signature. This is the best way that you can promote yourself constantly to people and let them know. I'm telling you, the best email I got one time from a writer, she had all 10 of her books as a little graphic on her email. I was very impressed with that. Of course, I had to click, and then she had them clickable. You can go click each one and go to a different book, which was fantastic. Great way to promote her books. I was like, I love this, love it. You can do the same thing. You want people to go to you, know who you are on when you're doing your signature. Who are you? Where are you from? What should I know about you? So, okay, for me, I'm LaShonda Hoffman. I'm the publisher of Shades of Romance magazine, and then I have a link so you can go straight to SoarMag. Now, as LaShonda Hoffman, the writer, then I say I'm LaShonda Hoffman. I'm the publisher, the publisher of Building Online Relationships, One Reader at a Time. Click here to get a free excerpt of the book. Bam, people click that, or sign up, or you can put on there, sign up for my mailing list. You want a way to increase your mailing list, put that on your signature. You can change your signature. I recommend to my clients, change your signature once a month, or change your signature every quarter, or change it every time you got a new book coming out, so people know this is the current book that's out. You'd be surprised how many people don't even sign their name on an email. They'll send me an email and they have writing+1 as their email address, and I don't know who they are. I'm like, well, do I have to know who you are? Always include that. Be professional. That when you send a letter out, you sign it. So the same way with an email, you want to let people know who you are. If our first communication with each other is an email, and I don't know who you are, then the least you can do at the end is say who you are. So I know, okay, I know who you are. I can put this, but don't just assume people know who you are just because you're sending them an email. Sometimes they get something like me. I get thousands of emails. That doesn't mean I'm going to remember your email address. So make sure that you're signing your if you don't want to do the signature, make sure you putting your name on there so they can say, okay, oh, this is from LaShonda. Thank you, LaShonda. You know who it is. So definitely take time to, create your signature. Maybe these are some little tips again. You want your name, the title of your book. If your book hasn't released, put down the date it releases, or put a short little blurb, 25 words or less, and then put a link to your website. Remember, I always talking about call of action? We want them to come back to me. So you want them to either join your mailing list or go to your website. You want that reader to come back to you. And if they are somebody you just meeting, then that's your introduction to them, to let them know that, hey, this girl is a writer. This girl got a book out. I send messages to different people that don't know me in the book world, and they go, you have a book? You didn't tell me you had a book? And, they're clicking on, I want a copy. So same way. You want to always let people know who you are and what you represent. Okay? So those are my tips for using your email signature. And here's a couple of little tips for how you can use your signature. You can use your signature to announce your book release. You can use it to announce you got a coming soon book. Or you can use it to announce a contest. Maybe you want to do a contest and you want people to sign up for it. So that's another way. Hi, Kenneth. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll answer them as we go through. All right, so we're moving right along. I'm just going to move right along. The first, like I told you yesterday, the first 9 lessons in the book is all about getting you ready so you can start promoting. All right, so next lesson is website and blog. Okay, so I am all about having your own home base. I teach that to my clients and I'm teaching that to you and anybody that reads the book. I want you to have your home base. That is your number 2 tool. Your number 1 was having your email signature or email address, and then your number 2 is to have a website. If you don't have a website, then you have a blog. That's fine. It's the same thing. It's just I want you to have a home base because I want their readers to come back to where you are. I don't want them trying to find you on Facebook, trying to find you on Twitter, trying to find you. How you doing? I don't want them to try to find you on all these different platforms. If they're on your website, they know exactly where you are. If they say, okay, who is LaShonda Hoffman? Let me Google her. Bam, I can find her website. And they Google you and you don't have a website, and we have all this stuff we got to go try to search you down. And that is, as a person who's looking for new authors to promote, that is the hardest job ever, is trying to find them so I can contact them. But if you got a website, bam, I go right to your website. Hopefully you got a contact information on there, or hopefully you got a contact, little link or something like that. How you doing, Eva? Thanks for joining me. So they know exactly who you are, how to get in contact with you. So on your website, I'm just talking about having to contact me. Do not have nothing on there so nobody can contact you. I hear a lot of writers go, I don't have time to be answering questions, or I don't have time to talk to different people. You're a writer. That's part of the duties of writing. That you reply to people, that you respond. Now, back in the old days when writers used to write, you sent the message to their publisher and maybe they got it, maybe they didn't. This is 2016 now. People want to be all up in your business. They just do. I'm sorry, that's what they do. And if you are writing, you want to be private and not talk to nobody, let nobody know nothing about you, it's not going to help you. It's going to alienate you. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to move on to the next writer because you are their rock stars. Remember that. You are their celebrity rock stars. And they love the rock stars. I'm new author, but I don't know how to get out of the world. Okay, Kenneth, then you in the right spot, because this is the place to be right now to learn on how to get your book out there, and then you can go down to Amazon and download my book today, and you can get started right now trying to get yourself out there to the new readers. Okay, so on the contact me, I want you to have something so they can contact you. People using the contact me form, I hate those things. But that's my opinion. If it works for you, let it works for you. It's just another way to get you to eliminate different people. Some people don't fill them out so you don't got to hear from me. If I'm trying to do an interview with you, I hate to contact me. Give me a little email so I can send you a message so you know who I am, what I want from you, and go from there. And there's other people that's like this. So remember, if you're going to do the contact me form, put a little email so the person can use the email too. Contact me form is great for readers, but not for people trying to get in touch with you. All right, your next most important thing you need to have is your email mailing list. I cannot tell you how many times I tell writers to start your email and mailing list as soon as you start writing that book. Why? Because you want to start building your readership. If you wait till the book comes out, you have how many people on your readership? 0. So if you got a year before your book comes out, you got a year to be building it, telling people about your book. I'm going to tell you my example, okay? So I'm LaShonda Hoffman. I have 10,000 plus people follow on my social media, 4,000 some people on Facebook, and I got like 2,000 some people on my mailing list. Sormag's mailing list. That's not my mailing list. So what did I have to do? I had to start just like everybody else. I had to create me a mailing list, and I had to start. So I started off with, guess what? 10 people. 10 people in 2014. So I was like, oh my God, I feel like everybody else. Nobody's going to sign up for my mailing list. So I created a couple of little freebies, started getting people on. I did some challenges, started getting people on. So I am up to 350 people on my mailing list. That's not a lot of people, but that's from 2014 to 2016. And I tell my readers, my clients, if you can get 50 people each year that you got a book out, That's doing good, because people do not want to give you their email address. It's a rare commodity, and if you get their email address, you treat it like it's gold. You do not treat them horribly. They are your VIP people. They get the best of the best from you, and so you want that email address. When you get that email address, it's sacred. Do not give it away, and do not pretend like you don't have it, and don't send people anything out there. And we'll talk about doing your email list later. But that's one of the things that you need to have on your website. Okay. And so now I want you to have an about me. Who are you? What are you about? Tell me a little bit about you. Can I get a picture? Do you know how many writers have a website and they don't have a picture of what they look like? Really? Come on, get with it. It's 2016. People want to know what you look like. If you look a little nerdy and you wear glasses like me, you got a little gray in your hair and you afraid of that, be real. That's what they gonna see when they come and meet you in the first place. So don't pretend like you are that when you not. So come on, show us a little picture. Picture gives us an image of who you are, and we know. When I come to a workshop and I see you, and that's not the picture you got on your thing, I'm thinking you kind of trying to fool me. So you don't want people to try to be like that. That's on your about page, on your about me page. Show us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit. You can feature articles on your website. You can feature newsletters. I definitely recommend having your online press kit. That's very helpful for people like me who want to come in there and get a picture of you, get a picture of your book, get an excerpt of your book, maybe get some blurbs about your book. Yeah. If you want to interact with your readers, I definitely recommend a forum. I used to have a forum on my SORMAC page. It was great. We could talk and everybody get in there and stuff. Another thing to have, they don't do too much, is guest books, but some people still have guest books on there so people can sign and let you know they stopped by your thing. Chat rooms, if you want to do some more engagement, chatting on there. You can host workshops on there and on your website. Definitely have a bookstore, so people don't have to leave your site to buy their book. They can get it right there on your website. You want to have a link to maybe Amazon or a link to Barnes & Noble, or like me, do an autographed copy. You can send it to. I can send it to you. If you do videos or podcasts, you want to have a page for that, showcase that, and then you want to know how many people are coming. So some people have a counter on their website. Always, as a writer, we're good for having resource pages. Maybe you want to show some little. I write historical, so my pages will have information about the different historicals I have in there, historical events, different things like that. Maybe you want to offer some tips to writers, about how to write, what to write, and stuff like that. So you have the resource page. Yes, the online press kit is fantastic. So if you decide that you don't want to do a website, but you want to have a blog, that's great. I am all into blogging. I have a website with a blog. I recommend that because I want the people to continue to come back to my website. And a lot of people who have websites, if you don't have anything that's different that's coming on there, I'm not going to come back. So you want people to come back to your website. If it's not monthly, weekly, daily, you want people to continue to come back and be engaged with you. And don't be afraid if people are coming to you and they're not saying anything to you. One thing I learned that with SORMAG is that people visit and they don't say anything. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people are using their phones. And so back in the old days, as I call it, when we just had the computers, people could run their mouth. They talk and type all kind of stuff. Now that we have phones, we're older, we don't want to sit there and pick. Teenagers, now you might get some teenagers, they got good. My daughter can get down with the typing. I can't do the two thumb thing. I got to pick like this. So most of the time, I'm leaving all my conversations till I get back to a computer so I can type it. And so a lot of people are doing the same thing, especially when it comes to blogs. They're reading the content, they're enjoying the content, and sometimes they might leave a comment, but most times they don't. So look at remember I told you about your counter. Look at your counters. Look at, like I have WordPress, so I can go into the back end of the WordPress, and it'll tell me how many people have come to my site, how many people from different countries. I really love that. And then it shows you, how many people are reading your stuff. So you won't feel like, oh, nobody's coming here. And you go back and you go, oh, 100 people stopped by today. Wow. Nobody might have said anything, but you had 100 people. So that's engagement. They're still coming to visit you. They're just not saying anything. So don't get discouraged if you think nobody's talking to you on the thing. You just got to ask them more questions. And once you get to asking questions, hopefully they'll start talking to you. So now you got this website. What you gonna do with it? And like I told you before, you can have some chats on there, talk to your people. You can do some workshops if you want to. You can host contests. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do with your website, and you know, to get it out there. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about building your mailing list, and that'll be in another lesson. But you want to introduce readers to your book. You know, host some contests to do I did a contest on people who bought my book. I asked them to take a picture of it, and then I put them in a contest, and I picked out people, and they won some free promotion. Since the book is for writers, the promotion was a nice gift for them. You know, you can do some baskets, or maybe Eva, she does travel. She might offer a trip to somebody. You know, something that can get people to come back and check you out and see what's going on with you. You want people to know that you exist, and you want them to come visit you, and you want them to get, have different things and stuff. So you want to make sure that you're putting your website on your book excerpts, you're putting them on your bookmarks, you're putting them on your book covers, any articles that you're writing, different things like that. You want to put it out there, and definitely put it on your business card so people know that you have a website. So those are a few things that you can do to get your website in there. In the book, I give you a checklist of different things you can do before you go live. I give you some things to put on there, and then I break it down and tell you what you do yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily in the book. And then how to use. I always give you a tip on how to use your this lesson with your promotion. And so when you have we talked about the signature. I want you to add your website address to your signature. Again, put them on your business card. Add your website address to your business card. And then you want to tell your friends, if you have an email list already, let them know that you have a website and come on by and visit with you. All right, so that is lesson 8. We're moving right along. We're going to go right into my favorite topic of promotion. Lesson 9, the database or your email list. If you talk to LaShonda, the first thing she's going to ask you is, do you have an email list? That's the first question I ask writers all the time. And you know what? Most of them always say no. I get a couple of them that say yes. I've had writers who have 5 or 6 books tell me no. And I'm like, no. And they, well, I don't have time. You have to make time for your email list. That is the most important tool you have for your promotion. If you don't have an email list and you're promoting, you're going around in a circle. You're not capturing anybody that you're meeting. You're going to these events and you're just going, hey, and you're keeping it moving. That's not what you want to do. You want to go, hey, come on over here and sign on my mailing list. Get on my list so I can contact you later. If you're trying, like Eva, she sells resort. I can't talk. She sells travels to resorts. You want to go into a resort. You want to go meet some different people. If she goes to all these events and doesn't meet anybody, how can she contact them later to tell them about her stuff that she's doing? Yes, I am still here, Miss Erica. Can you see me? And so, you want to be able to get in touch with the people that you've met. If you meet all these people and you're not being able to contact them later afterwards, then that fails the point of going. You went to an event and you met 50 people, and you can't get in touch with them ever again. And that's why I tell people about Facebook, social media. Social media is great to have, but if it goes away, there's no way that you can get in touch with those 4,000 people that's on your list. So always asking the people on your social media to join your mailing list. Send a message out every day or twice a week telling them, hey, I know we're friends on Facebook, but join my mailing list so I can keep in touch with you. That's how you grow your mailing list. You have to ask. If you're not asking your friends, you're not putting links on your stuff, you're not sending out anything to telling people that you have a mailing list, they won't sign up for it. And believe me, a lot of people sign up for mailing lists and you don't have to give them anything. But the new thing now is to give a freebie. So you want to offer, a excerpt, or maybe I tell my clients, write a cute short story just for your mailing list. Don't nobody else get this short story but your mailing list. Remember I told you about being the VIP? You want your mailing list to be the VIP. They get everything that nobody else gets. That's the best part about being on this thing. Your special treatments. I always use that example because I love her and she does promotion fantastic. Beverly Jenkins. Beverly Jenkins has a group, and we're in the group, and she puts excerpts in there, and she tells you, don't forward it to nobody else. Only people in this group get this. So that's how you want to treat your people. You want them to feel like, oh my God, I'm special. I got an excerpt of her book and nobody else got an excerpt of it. You know, you want your readers to feel special, and your mailing list is how you do that. You cater to them. You give them great things. Like my friend that's on here now, Erica, she teaches business. She's business coach. She gives out some great templates. That's for her mailing list. You don't get that unless you're on the mailing list. You know, she gives out great different little tidbits and stuff. She does workshops. If you don't know Erica, then you can't come to a workshop because you don't know her. So you got to get on her mailing list and you get all this information about her stuff. And that's what you want. You want to feel special, that when her mail comes in, I'm opening it up. What she got today? What she sharing today? You know, and that's what you want your readership to feel like. Oh, wow, she got something new. If you send something out quarterly, they know that it's coming quarterly and they're going to get it from you, and you're going to offer them something. You're going to give them a freebie something. You're going to give them a snippet of the new book. You know, and one of the things about readers is we love books. We want the next one. We suck that book down and we tell you, where's the next one? Where is that? And so when you're feeding us little pieces of it, then we get excited because the book is coming out. It's coming out. Yeah. You know, but that's for your VIP people. They get that experience. They get to do it. I share in this book one of my biggest mistakes when I started SoarMag, and that was I started SoarMag without a mailing list. I didn't know anything about mailing lists. I didn't know anything about capturing mailing lists. And so I got on there and I was doing it. My first year I had 16,000 people visit the magazine. 16,000 people. I won an award for Writer's Digest. They gave me an award for the best writers site. Oh my God, that was fantastic. That means I worked my butt off. I've got it out there. I got the magazine out there to people so they could see it. What did I do wrong? I had no way of capturing those 16,000 people. I had no way of saying, hey, come back, unless they wanted to. That's the only way. They came back, but on their own. There was no way for me to send a message and go, hey, the next issue is up. You want to come by and check it out? Hey, this person is featured this month. You want to come by and check it out? That's what your mailing list is for. When I learned that, I wanted to cry. There was no way I could ever get those 16,000 readers back, because that was the first year. Everybody was excited about SoarMag. It was a new African-American magazine, and people just wanted to come pop by and see what it was about. Bam! I didn't know about capturing. So that's why I tell you about capturing your readers, because I learned the hard way. 16,000 people gone away. So now when people come to the site, I want you to join SoarMag, be a part of my community, see what's happening with our community. I give out little prizes for my community people. You get the first tidbits of what's going on with us. You get discounts if you're a SoarMag author. You know, I want you to be excited about being in our community. I want to be able you to get excited when you see that SoarMag email. All right, it's SoarMag. Some things is going on, you know, and I want your readers to feel the same way. So that's why I'm always plugging, always pitching, having your own database, having your own email list. It is very important, and it's not that hard to start it. They have free places. I've started with Constant Contact. It's a little more expensive, but it's very user-friendly. I use MailChimp, and I also use Mad Mimi. That is my favorite now, Mad Mimi. I love the way it works. It's very user-friendly. But you sit down and you create one. You take a Saturday. It probably take you 15 minutes at the most, 30 at the most, to get your mailing list set up. So I think the hardest part about it for writers is they think it's hard to set it up, and it's not. If you're having problems, contact me. I offer a workshop on how to set it up. I will take you step by step to set it up, and even take you in to set up your first newsletter so you can send it out and see that it's not that hard. It takes time. It takes commitment, and it's something that you have to do. But once you start it, you got it out there. Everybody knows about it, and you can start capturing your readership. And then you can contact me and go, LaShonda, I went from 10 to 500. See? I'm working on that 16,000. I'm still working on getting that 16,000 back, but it's gone. And so I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to start building your readership. I want you to get your readers, and you can be excited about it. So when you look at your list, even if you got 5 people, that's 5 people who are excited about your book. And I'd rather have 5 people excited about my book than have 500 people on my site that are on my mailing list who could care less about my book. You got 500 people and only 5 people bought books. That's sad. You know, why are you on my mailing list? Get off, especially if I'm paying for it. Get on, move it on, move it on. And I always say, clean it up. Clean up your mailing list. Maintain your mailing list. Because believe me, you're going to get some people on there, especially if you do contests. I try to tell my clients about that. When you're doing a contest, you're just going to grab anybody. So I recommend if you're going to do a contest, do it for your mailing list. Don't do a contest to get people on your mailing list because you grab anybody. You want people who want to hear about you. I want people who want to be excited about LaShonda Hoffman and what LaShonda Hoffman is doing. I don't want people on there because, oh, she's giving away a Kindle today. No, you don't want that because then you got to take those people out because they ain't in there they're not on there to hear from you. They never open up your email. You got some of them, if you got an email address, an email list, you have some people on there that never open up your email. So then you got to go in there and delete them out. At first I used to be, oh man, I got to delete them out. But now I realize I only want people who are serious and want to hear from me and want to know what's going on with me and who are ready to support me. That's who you want. And that's how I learned that when I joined other people's email list. I'm on there because I want to hear from you. I'm not giving you my email address unless I want to hear from you. Because I know how important that is. I know that people are paying for my email to be on their list. So I'm not going to join there just because you got a freebie. Let me get your freebie. And if I get your freebie and I don't want to be on your list, then I take myself off. Because I'm not going to be on there taking space for somebody else that wants to be on there and wants to support that person. So remember that. If you sign up for everything and they mama and you never open up their email, get off those people. Unsubscribe. I get people all the time, take me off your list. You subscribe. You can take yourself off anytime. Remember that. You can take yourself off and they can. You want those people to subscribe to your list. You don't want to put them on your list. That's a no-no. Do not put anybody on your list. You want them to opt in. Always opt in. That way they can say, you put me. No, honey. My stuff is opt in. You can take yourself off anytime you want to. I have no problem. If you want me to take you off, I will delete you too. But it's an opt-in and it's their choice to get on your list. All right. So those are some tips some tips that was in the book. And I want you to use your mailing list to do maybe, I'll give you a couple of tips. To create a monthly newsletter. You can do e-blast. I love e-blast. That's what I do with my mailing list. You can do sales. You can offer contests. You can do a workshop in your mailing list. Send it out to them. They call it autoresponders. You send it one day, every day they get a new chapter to your workshop. Something new, not chapter, module. That's what they call it. Get a new module every day for your workshop. Send it out on your mailing list. Your mailing list, I'm telling you, is your gold. You have so much stuff that you can do with that mailing list once you get it started. But you have to get it started. If you don't get it started, then you can't do it. Remember, every time you don't start your mailing list, remember LaShonda's mistake. 16,000 people. 16,000. And that was before I was selling ads. So 16,000 people I lost forever and ever. Amen. So remember that whenever you say, I ain't making time make time to create your mailing list. Make time to do it. It's not that hard. And if you have any problems, contact me. Send me a message and go, LaShonda, send me an invoice, please, so I can get that workshop with you, because I just don't get it. But that's okay, because I'm going to show you how to get it, and you're going to be thankful of that mailing list, because when you get that 16,000, you're going to be like, all right. All right, so those are the 3 lessons that we're going to talk about today. Tomorrow, we'll get right into building your relationships. I'm going to talk about different things that you can do to build your relationship with that. So when you got this book, I want you to go through those first 9 lessons and get yourself ordered. You're putting your goals together. You're putting your plans together. You're asking questions of what you want to do. You're getting yourself ready so you can start networking with these people so you can get out there and be that social butterfly that you're supposed to be. But you got to do all the actions first before you can get out there. You can't just go out there and jump out into promotion. That's what you've been doing. That's why I wrote this book, because you've been doing that. You've been on the fence. You've been throwing a little stuff out, throwing a little stuff here, and nothing is working. That's because you have no plan. You have to have a plan. You have to have a business plan if you have a business. You have to have a promotion plan if you have books. You have to. It's the marketing, or they call it the marketing plan. Same thing. You got to have it to get your books out there in front of people. So you know what you want to do. So you know that it's working. So you know that it's not working. Those are things that you have to do as a writer. You got to write and you got to promote. and they go together. Never think they don't. Never think that you could do one and not the other. You need both of them to get your books out there in front of people. Okay, so that is all I have for tonight. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If not, I'm gonna get on out of here. Still gotta cook dinner. I'm gonna be mommy, go into my mommy mode. But if you don't have my book, it's Building Online Relationships. You can download it from Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and it's on I can't think of the name of it. I just lost it. Smashwords. If you don't have those type of things, you also can order an autographed copy of it. You can do a print from Kindle, or you can get an autographed copy from me. I'll send it to you. Yeah, buy it today. I'll send it out tomorrow. That's how I work. If you buy the book, I have some worksheets that go with it if you don't want to write in the book, because some people don't want to write in the book, so the worksheet comes with it. Even if you buy the ebook, I send you the worksheets. That's my little gift to you for thanking you for doing my stuff. Also, if you don't and you still having problems with promotion, I definitely invite you to come into my my promotion group. See on the Net promotion group is on Facebook. Definitely come into there and learn some more about promotion. I'm all about teaching you how to promote. That's how you get your books out there. That, you know, I don't want you to think that you have to do this by yourself. A lot of people do, and then they feel frustrated and they give up on writing. Writing is the part that you love. The promotion might be the hard part, but it doesn't have to be if I can show you how to do it and find out different things. You just need 3 or 4 little things that you like to do, and you do that. That's what I tell people. You do that, and you have fun, and you go around, floating around like a little butterfly, doing what you got to do. But don't think that you have to do it by yourself. If you don't feel comfortable in a group atmosphere, you want one-on-one training, you definitely can talk to me about that too. We can sit down and we create a plan for you. I will be putting links in the video so you know how to get in touch with me. I'm on LaShondaHoffman.com. If you want to do some coaching with me, I definitely would love to work with you. My first step in my coaching thing is to do a discovery chat. So we talk to each other so you can see if I'm the person you want to work with. Because sometimes, you know, you get other people. I think my internet is acting crazy, so I'm hoping it's still taping. But if you want to work together, we'll put the links in there for that too. But I hope that you got some good information from this, that I broke the book down a little bit more so you won't be feeling so intimidated by it, and you'll get out there and start promoting yourself. So we'll be back tomorrow to finish up and start working on some more lessons. And I hope you have a great evening. And thank you for all who stopped in here and participated with me. Thank you so much. Thanks, Eva. You all have a great evening.